Essentialism is very similar to minimalism. I would say minimalism was my stepping stone to essentialism. Minimalism started as more of an exercise in living below your means and seeing how that made you feel. An experiment, really. Selling things we didn't use anymore, wearing the exact same pair of clothes every day to reduce clutter and decision fatigue, eating the same thing every day, and so on and so forth. Essentialism, however, has become a way of being for me and a guiding star on my voyage to make a difference in my life, my family's lives, and eventually anybody else I can help in my lifetime. But it isn't only a way of living for those with huge ambitions and goals. Someone who wants a simple life full of things that would make them happy but feels they are being swept up in the world and its noise would also benefit from trying to be a minimalist and hopefully, eventually, an essentialist. In the author's note for Malcolm Gladwell's Talking to Strangers, he tells a story of his father striking up a conversation about gardening with a stranger. The way he describes his father is much like an essentialist, only talking about the few things that make him happy and have meaning to him, not preoccupied with everything everyone wants him to see everywhere all at once. The person he was speaking to was a celebrity, but his father didn't keep up with anything that wasn't his job, his wife, or his garden, so he was able to speak to the celebrity as a person, and most assuredly that made the celebrity feel humanized. The whole time they were talking about only gardening. People would come over and interrupt them to get an autograph or picture with the stranger, but Malcolm's father didn't mind, and nothing else registered other than the riveting conversation they were having about gardening. When I heard that story, it made me smile and feel so peaceful. There was someone who was living a life on their terms, unburdened by pop culture, current affairs, news, or anything that didn't add value to his essentials for a good life. I'm in the process of cutting things away and finding my few essentials for life so I can use them as a decision filter for anything that comes up or is asked of me in my life. You may have noticed I've been making the word plural very often so far, but let's take it a step further and get into one of my favorite books. I'm currently looking for my one contribution to humanity as proposed in Greg McKeown's Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less. I love this book. It has a ton of interesting methods for finding what is essential and equally, if not more importantly, what is non-essential in your life. Finding what is non-essential, I have found, might be more important because as I strip non-essentials away, I end up with something essential that was always there and was waiting for me to notice it. Getting in the habit of looking for non-essentials has developed that muscle to the point where I feel an inclination that something is not worth my time or thought. With that muscle developed, I usually eventually find something that feels exactly opposite of that non-essential feeling. And then, maybe, only maybe, I might have found something essential, something worth my time and energy and life. An easier way logically to do this would be to already know what my one single most important contribution to humanity would be, and then I can just ask myself whenever anything comes up in my life, will this help me with my one contribution? If the answer is no, then I obviously won't do it. But my mind, desires, and dreams have been scrambled for a hot minute, so I'm still cultivating that one single thing that will become my decision filter. Saying yes to everything means saying no to the very few things that actually matter to you. Saying no to almost everything gives you your entire life to spend on the things that actually matter to you. While I resonate with this fully and want to spend the majority of my time on things that truly matter to me, it is still really hard to say no since I've just said yes as my default answer for most of my life. I've conditioned myself to say yes through many past experiences. It looks like a mountain of evidence that I should be a yes man. But I have begun to place stones in the area where I will build a new mountain of evidence that I should be a no guy, I guess? I don't know. Someone who says no more than yes. Someone who has spent their life contributing to humanity, their community, their family, themselves. I often catch myself thinking of doing things in the world in that order: humanity, community, family, myself. But I have actually found it is the opposite if you want to tackle every area effectively. The most essential thing you can do is work on the one thing you actually have control over: yourself.